Hello everyone, this is Purna. Today we will see how to build an Oracle Cloud integration and call an external API and send the response of that API in CSV file with multiple rows with headers to an email. So in short, user stories like this. First we will start with the trigger REST API and it will take two parameters, start point and end point, and then it will pass these two parameters to an external API and invoke that API, and the response from that API will be received and put into a CSV file, and that CSV file will be sent to an email. So if you see, this is my API. This API basically no security policy enabled on this because it's open to all, and these are the two parameters 31 and 81 set when calling this API. And here few points are bold, that's because we are writing the file, and when you are writing you are having the headers, and to send that file, stage file in OCI, you have to read the file. You cannot, even if you know the path and virtual path and the file name, you cannot directly send it. It will not work. You have to read the file, then you can send the file. That's the overall user story. So let's get started. So here I have built it already for you guys. So this is the first endpoint which will trigger the REST API, and it will basically take two input parameters. So if we go here, over here, you will see this is configuration. If you see, this is the one start point and end point. Okay, and go to next, it will, you can see the start point and end point. These are the two input parameters that we are passing when calling this integration. So I'm cancelling it since this is done. One point that I want to mention over here in Oracle API, if you are calling a external API, you have to pass the relative URL, because every API has two parts. One is base URL and another is the relative URL. So in OCI you cannot pass these values in a single, then you cannot pass start and end point and forecast. It will not work simply. So you have to form something that will become with your two input parameters over here and form this single string. So because of that, we are concatenating the information. So let's go to edit mode. You can see right here. So if you notice, this is the first portion information that we are concatenating. This is my start point, then we have comma, then we have end point, then this forecast. So ultimately I am performing a concat operation. That operation form that complete URL, and this is nothing but a input parameter that we are building over here. Okay, So we have the URL form that's we are calling as a concat data. That concat data we are passing to another API. This is the ultimate API URL, which is basically connection of that base URL. Here, if you see the base URL we have, along with that, we are passing a parameter. We are calling it relative URL. So in relative URL, which is nothing but that parameter, right? That will come how it's working. But before that, what it will give technically, it will give you. So if you go to the basic info, if you see, this is the parameter you are passing, and this is to receive the response. We are receiving one response. So over here, if you see the inline option, this response is nothing but the complete kind of response from the API. So if you see here, I have called that API, I'm getting the response, and the complete response I'm passing there to form the template. Okay, this is done. Now you might be wonder how this parameter is getting mapped, right? Because of that, we have the mapper over here. This mapper is doing nothing but that the concat data passing into the relative URL. That's how the map is done. So what will happen? This will be invoked. This data will be invoked and response will come in. Right now, response is coming. That's fine, but that response you have to pass into a stage CSV file. So that's why we have taken another stage file operation. That operation nothing but a write. It will write the data over a stage file. Now I put in name write CSV file. Now if I go to configuration, you can see, and remember, since it's a stage file action, this output.csv / output, all these are virtual, and Oracle integration will manage all this internally. Only thing is you have to keep in mind what directory you have given. Any name you can give, any file name you can give, it's up to you, but you have to remember it. Okay, now next is you have to pass the schema of the CSV file. So for this, what I did, I created choose a file operation. You can choose file operation, then you can give the exact layout of the file, what the CSV format is. So automatically everything will come in over here, right? On top of that, you can open the operation. Now this file and everything structure is done, but you have to map it. Very simple. So similarly, the mapper is over here, and from the mapper, let's see, I forgot to do that, so let's do it. Name to name. Okay, before that, I'm saying repeat not. Okay, I'm telling you what to do. So repeat node is why I'm doing this. So this first node I will make hardcode value, and hardcode value just because I want to create a header information in the CSV file. If you don't do that, that file will not have header information. So I keep this first header as a first node as a header. Now second node I will put the things over here. This name to name, then start time to start time, because these are the attributes basically we need for the requirement. Otherwise you can, as per your requirement, you can take anything whatever you want. Sorry. Okay, so now this one you have to give a now give a name. Start. Name. Okay. Okay, so another way you can do, we should do this. Okay, now you delete it. So that developer option somehow getting missed. I don't know why. Okay, this is good. We are making water. Start time. Okay, start time. Temperature. Temperature. So our header is built, this build, let's validate. Yeah, validation successful. Thank you very much. Let's go over here. Now the file is written over here, right? Now we have to read the file, the same formula, just the operation is changed. If you go to the configuration operation over here, you will see next the output CSV what we are reading, trailer, nothing. Go next. Schemas you have to give one more time. Next. Now next is close. So here is the body. You can put a text over here. This is subject line. The attachment is important here. If you see, so this is my right CSV file over here, and their response ICS file and file reference we have given over here. So it should be done. Close. The complete thing I will save it. Now we'll test it. Let's activate. So one activation done. We'll run test. So 31 first, then 80. Let's pass this value. Now see what happened. Let's see. Yeah, see, this is the response that we configured to have the values, and here is the all the steps got successful. So definitely we should have more email. Let's go over here. Maybe junk mail over Yeah, see, here you go. The output. Single data is coming. Now here is the one point. Everything is coming in single line. So headers comes in, but not CSV file for everything is coming in a single way. So for that we have to do. Okay, to make multiple rows, you have to take this data set from your input and put into the rows. The row set on your output side. So that's why I make this mapping. The moment I make it, you can see on the top, the child mapping were automatically adjusted due to change to for each statement. So now I'll make a validate and I'll close this, close, save, activate. I'll make one more time to run this. Test. Okay, so I think we should have one over here quickly. Yeah, I got the email. Now we have a cute, nice CSV format. See, yeah. So that's the way you can, call external API, create CSV file. You no need to have a FTP location to store it to your physical location, but you can send the image directly to your recipient. So that's the wonderful way to use worker integrations and to call external API with a lot of security as well, because this API is kind of open to all, no need to pass any credential and all. But if you have a business requirement where you can pass, auth to authentication, basic authentication information to call the API. Yeah, guys, that's what we have learned today. How to create CSV file, state CSV file, then read that, pass that file into a email. Along with that, the multiple rows creation, along with the header. Those are the two. I mean, the important information that we have learned. Yeah. So happy learning. Have a great days, evening, night. Enjoy the OCI. Bye bye.